Welcome to Whispers of the Night. I'm so glad you're here. Take a moment to settle in, to soften your shoulders, and allow the day to gently fall away. If this is your first time visiting, welcome. And if you return here often, welcome back to this quiet space made just for rest. Before we begin tonight's story, I invite you to subscribe to Whispers of the Night, and if you find comfort here, gently tap the like button. It helps this calm corner of the night reach others who need it too. You can also turn on notifications, so this space of stillness is always waiting for you when evening comes. Now, there is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go, and nothing you need to solve. Simply allow your breath to slow. Inhale softly, exhale gently. Tonight, I will guide you along the banks of a quiet river, a place where time loosens, thoughts drift, and rest arrives naturally. Let the sounds, the imagery, and the rhythm of the story carry you gently towards sleep. When you're ready, allow your eyes to close, and let us begin. Allow your body to grow heavy now. Feel the gentle support beneath youth's quiet safety of this moment. Imagine yourself resting beside a slow, peaceful river. The water moves without effort, carrying petals, reflections, and memories downstream. There is no rush here. The river has all the time it needs. Listen to the soft whisper of water as it glides past smooth stones. Hear the distant call of nightbirds, low and unhurried, blending with the gentle hum of insects in the grass. With every breath you take, your body relaxes more deeply. Your forehead softens, your jaw releases, your shoulders melt downward, as if the river itself is easing their weight. Imagine placing your lingering thoughts onto the surface of the water. Worries, plans, unfinished conversations. Watch as the current receives them without judgment. They drift away slowly, growing lighter. With every moment, the river does not hold on, neither do you. A soft mist rises, cool and comforting, wrapping the world in quiet calm. Your breathing becomes slow, steady, effortless. There is nothing left to carry, nothing left to fix. Only the gentle rhythm of water, breath, and rest. If sleep comes now, allow it. And if you remain awake a little longer, that is perfectly fine. The river will continue to flow out of you in its timeless calm until sleep arrives naturally. The gentle currents of the somnolent river, the whispering banks, the protagonist reaches the banks of the somnolent river just as the last light of day begins to soften. Twilight does not fall suddenly here. It settles like a shawl, gently placed over the shoulders of the world. The sky is brushed with muted lavender and pale gold, and these colors drift downward, caught in the slow, patient surface of the water. The river does not rush. It moves with the unhurried confidence of something that has always known where it is going and sees no reason to arrive quickly. She pauses at the edge, her footsteps quiet against the damp earth. The ground beneath her feels cool and steady, as though it remembers countless others who once stood here, lingering between motion and rest. Tall grasses sway nearby, bending in greeting to a breeze that carries the soft perfume of wildflowers, green and faintly sweet, mixed with the deeper scent of moss and wet stone. Each breath she takes feels fuller than the last, as if the air itself is urging her to slow down and make room for it. The river murmurs in a voice too gentle to be called sound alone. It is more like a presence, a continuous whisper that settles into the spaces between her thoughts. She finds herself listening without effort, not trying to understand words, but sensing meaning all the same. The water glides past smooth stones, forming delicate ripples that catch the light and release it again, over and over, like quiet sighs. She steps closer, careful not to disturb the fragile harmony of the moment. Her reflection appears on the surface soft, slightly blurred, interwoven with drifting clouds and the first faint stars. She watches as her image stretches and reforms, realizing that the river does not resist change. It welcomes it, reshaping everything it touches without struggle. There is comfort in this, though she cannot say why. It feels like a reminder she had once known and somehow forgotten. A dragonfly skims across the water, its wings catching flashes of blue before vanishing into the tall reeds. Somewhere farther along the bank, a bird calls, its song low and unhurried, as if evening itself has taught it restraint. The world seems to be exhaling, releasing the weight of the day, and she feels her own shoulders loosen in response. Thoughts that had clung to her mind unfinished tasks, small worries, questions without urgency begin to drift apart, like leaves carried away on the current. She sits on a smooth stone near the water's edge, feeling its chill seep through the fabric beneath her. Instead of discomfort, the sensation brings clarity, anchoring her to the present moment. Her fingers brush the ground, gathering a bit of damp soil, and she lets it crumble back to the earth. Everything here feels intentional yet effortless, as though the river and its banks have perfected the art of simply being. The breeze stirs again, lifting strands of her hair and carrying with it a deeper hush. The light dims gradually, not disappearing but transforming, shifting into shades meant for listening rather than seeing. Fireflies begin to appear, one by one, hesitant at first, then more confidently, dotting the air with soft pulses of gold. They hover above the water and among the reeds, their glow reflected and multiplied by the river's surface until it seems the water itself is alive with tiny stars. She watches them, mesmerized, feeling time stretch and thin. Minutes lose their sharp edges. The past does not press in, and the future does not call. There is only this bank, this river, this slow unfolding of night. The subtle pull she felt upon arriving grows clearer now, a demand, but an invitation. The river is not asking her to follow it or cross it. It is asking her to remain, to notice, to listen. She leans forward, extending her hand toward the water. Her fingers hover just above the surface, feeling the cool breath rising from it. When she finally touches it, the river responds with gentle ripples that spread outward, distorting reflections and light. The contact is brief, but it sends a quiet thrill through her, as though she has been acknowledged. The water continues on its way, unchanged in direction, yet subtly altered by her presence, just as she feels altered by touching it. Memories begin to surface, not sharply, but like shapes beneath clear water. Moments of stillness she once overlooked, evenings she hurried through, mornings she treated as obstacles rather than gifts. None of these memories carry regret. They arrive softly, offering understanding instead of judgment. The river seems to hold them all without weight, letting them pass as easily as leaves drifting downstream. She draws her hand back and wraps her arms loosely around herself. The air has cooled, and the scent of night-blooming flowers grows stronger, richer. Somewhere, unseen, a small creature moves through the undergrowth, rustling leaves before settling again. The world feels awake in a quieter way, attentive to subtler rhythms. She realizes that this attentiveness is something she can learn, something she has already begun to relearn simply by being here. The sky deepens to indigo, and stars emerge more clearly now, steady and patient. Their reflections shimmer in the river, fragmented by movement, yet unmistakable. She wonders briefly how many nights the river has mirrored the sky like this. How many stories have unfolded along its banks? How many hearts have found rest here without ever speaking a word of it? The thought does not make her feel small. Instead, it makes her feel gently connected, part of a long, quiet continuity. She closes her eyes and listens more intently. The whisper of the water blends with the hum of insects and the sigh of the breeze through reeds. There is a rhythm to it all, a pattern that does not demand understanding, only presence. Her breathing gradually aligns with it, slow and even. With each exhale, something inside her loosens further, as though she has been carrying unnecessary tension for so long that releasing it feels like rediscovering her natural state. When she opens her eyes again, the river seems closer, more intimate, though it has not moved toward her. She feels as if she has stepped into its awareness, into a shared stillness. The subtle pull is no longer something she resists or questions. It has become a gentle certainty. She does not need to go anywhere else tonight. The river has given her exactly what she did not know she was seeking. She stands slowly, mindful of the quiet she is part of, and takes one last look at the water. The fireflies continue their patient dance, and the river continues its endless journey, carrying reflections, whispers, and unspoken truths alike. As she turns away, the whisper does not fade. It lingers within her, a soft reminder that stillness is always available, waiting just beneath the surface of the world, ready to be noticed when one chooses to pause. Moonlight on water. Night descends without haste, as if it has learned from the river how to arrive gently. The sky deepens from indigo to a velvety blue-black, and the moon rises slowly, deliberate and calm, lifting itself above the far line of trees. Its light spills across the somnolent river in a broad silver path, turning the surface into something luminous and alive. The water does not glitter sharply. Instead, it glows softly, as though holding the moonlight within itself, rather than merely reflecting it. Leora stands near the bank where she had lingered earlier, feeling the subtle change in the air. The warmth of the day has fully faded now, replaced by a coolness that brushes her skin like a quiet reassurance. She draws a slow breath, and the scent of damp earth, night flowers, and clean water fills her senses. It feels richer than before, layered and deep, as though darkness has unlocked hidden notes the daylight kept concealed. Fireflies flicker along the banks in greater number now, their small lights pulsing in no hurried pattern. They drift among the reeds and hover above the grass, occasionally rising to trace brief, glowing arcs against the dark. Each tiny spark feels deliberate, as if the night itself is breathing through them. Leora watches, feeling an unexpected tenderness, a sense that something fragile and precise is unfolding around her, something that asks only to be witnessed. The reeds rustle softly nearby, stirred by a breeze so light it barely disturbs the river's surface. The sound weaves itself into the murmur of flowing water, forming a background melody that is neither separate nor distinct. It is not music in the usual sense, but it carries rhythm and continuity, a steady reassurance that everything here is moving together. Leora feels the melody settle into her chest, slow and even, guiding her breath without effort. She shifts closer to the edge, careful with her steps, and kneels beside the water. Moonlight outlines her reflection, pale and wavering, merging with shadows and silver streaks. She notices subtle ripples spreading outward from somewhere upstream, gentle and unforced. They travel across the surface as if carrying messages, fading only to be replaced by others. The ripples feel intentional, almost responsive, like greetings whispered in a language made of motion. Leora tilts her head, listening more closely. The river seems different at night, more intimate, as though darkness has drawn it inward. The whispers she sensed earlier feel clearer now, not louder, but more present. They do not form words, yet they convey a sense of acknowledgement, a quiet recognition that she is here, that she is paying attention. The thought does not feel fanciful or strange. It feels natural, as though the river has always spoken this way, and she is only now learning how to hear. She rests her hands on her knees and allows herself to be still. The water continues its slow passage, moonlight breaking and reforming with each movement. Leora's thoughts, which often circle and return to familiar concerns, begin to loosen. They do not vanish, but they drift farther apart, creating space between them. In that space, she feels a gentle calm begin to settle, spreading through her like warmth returning to cold fingers. A distant owl calls from the trees, its voice low and resonant, then fades back into silence. Somewhere closer, an unseen creature shifts in the grass, then grows still again. The night feels attentive rather than empty, full of quiet presences moving just beyond sight. Leora senses that nothing here is rushed, that each sound and motion arrives only when it is ready. The realization feels like an unspoken lesson offered without insistence. She leans forward slightly and reaches out, letting her fingertips skim the surface of the river. The water is cool, smooth, and responsive, sending small ripples outward from her touch. Moonlight fractures around her fingers, breaking into shimmering fragments that drift away and reunite. The contact sends a subtle thrill through her. Not excitement, but connection. It feels as though the river has answered her curiosity with acceptance. As she withdraws her hand, droplets fall back into the river, each creating its own small circle before disappearing. Leora watches them carefully, noticing how quickly the surface returns to calm. There is no trace of disturbance left behind, only motion continuing forward. The simplicity of it feels profound. She wonders how often she resists change, how often she clings to moments that are meant to pass, and feels a quiet release in recognizing that letting go does not mean losing something entirely. The moon climbs higher, brightening the silver path across the water. Its reflection stretches toward her, almost reaching the bank, and she feels as though she is standing at the edge of something vast yet welcoming. The sky above is scattered with stars now, steady and distant, their light softened by the night air. Reflected in the river, they appear closer, more personal, as though the water is bringing the heavens within reach. Leora closes her eyes for a moment, allowing the calmness to deepen. Without sight, her other senses sharpen. She hears the layered sounds of the night more clearly, feels the subtle shifts of air against her skin, notices the steady rhythm of her own breathing. The river's whisper blends seamlessly with these sensations, becoming part of her internal landscape. It feels less like something she is observing and more like something she is sharing. Memories drift through her awareness, slow and gentle. They are not sharp or demanding, but softened by the same calm that fills the night. Moments of quiet she once overlooked rise to the surface, pauses between conversations, early mornings before the world fully woke, evenings when she stood at a window watching light fade. She realizes that these moments have always carried something valuable, something she is only now beginning to understand. The calm does not erase her questions or uncertainties. Instead, it holds them lightly. She feels no pressure to resolve anything, no urgency to decide or act. The river offers no answers, only presence, and she senses that this is enough for now. The subtle ripples continue, arriving and dissolving, steady and patient. Their persistence feels reassuring, a reminder that movement does not require force. When Leora opens her eyes again, the world seems subtly transformed. Nothing has changed outwardly. The moon still shines, the fireflies still flicker, the river still flows, but her attention feels clearer, more grounded. She feels as though she has stepped into alignment with the night, matching its pace and tone. The whispering ripples no longer feel distant or mysterious. They feel familiar, like a greeting she has finally learned how to return. She rises slowly, careful not to break the spell of stillness, and takes one last look at the river bathed in moonlight. The silver path shimmers softly, endless and inviting, carrying reflections, whispers, and quiet promises onward. Leora knows she will leave the bank soon, but she also knows that something of this moment will remain with her. The calm has settled not just around her, but within her, flowing onward like the river itself, steady, gentle, and awake. Driftwood and memories. morning has not yet arrived, but the night has softened into something gentler, less mysterious than before. The moon still hangs above the somnolent river, though its glow has mellowed, spreading across the water, like a quiet reassurance rather than a declaration. Leora walks slowly along the bank, her steps unhurried, her attention open. The river feels familiar now, no longer something she is merely visiting, but something she is learning to accompany. Floating driftwood catches her eye first. Long, pale pieces drift lazily near the surface, turning slightly as the current nudges them forward. Some are smooth and worn, their edges softened by years of travel, while others still bear the faint scars of branches that once reached skyward. Leora watches them pass, sensing that each has come from somewhere distant, carried patiently to this point without resistance. There is a quiet dignity in the way they move, accepting the river's guidance without question. Closer to the shore, moss-covered stones rest, half submerged, their green surfaces darkened by water and shadow. They seem timeless, settled into their place with a certainty the driftwood lacks. The moss clings gently, thriving in stillness and damp, transforming the stones into something softer, almost alive. Leora kneels beside them, studying the textures, noticing how the river embraces both movement and rest without preference. Petals float by as well, pale shapes drifting in loose clusters. Some are whole, others torn or curled, their colors muted. By moonlight, they must have fallen from trees upstream, released without ceremony, finding their way here by chance or quiet design. Leora feels drawn to them, touched by how briefly they rest on the water before continuing onward. Their presence feels delicate, almost temporary, yet undeniably meaningful. She settles near the edge and extends her hand toward a smooth stone. Resting just beneath the surface, the water parts easily around her fingers, cool and clear, revealing the stone's rounded shape. When she lifts it, droplets slide down her skin and return to the river, each one briefly catching the moonlight. The stone fits comfortably in her palm, warm where it has absorbed the lingering heat of the day, cool where water still clings to it. As she holds it, something shifts quietly within her. The world does not change, but her awareness deepens. As though the simple act of touch has opened a door, memories begin to surface, not suddenly, but with the same gentle inevitability as the river's current. They arrive without force, without urgency, simply presenting themselves as they are. She remembers a small moment from childhood, sitting on a step after rain, tracing patterns in a puddle with her finger, content without knowing why. The memory carries no grand lesson, only a sense of uncomplicated presence. It surprises her how clearly it returns, how vivid the feeling is compared to the details. She realizes she had not thought of it in years, yet it had been waiting, patient as the stone in her hand. Another memory follows, quieter, edged with regret. A conversation left unfinished, words she meant to say but never did. The recollection brings a faint ache, but it does not overwhelm her. Held in the calm of the river's presence, it feels manageable, something she can acknowledge without being consumed by. She notices how the regret softens when she does not resist it, how it loses its sharpness when allowed to exist openly. More fragments surface, laughter shared in passing, a road not taken, a promise made to herself and quietly forgotten. None of them demand resolution, They rise, linger briefly, then drift, much like the petals on the water. Leora feels no need to grasp them tightly. Instead, she observes them with a growing sense of compassion, recognizing that each moment, whether joyful or painful, has contributed to the shape of her inner world. She lowers the stone back into the river and watches it settle among the others. The water closes over it smoothly, erasing the brief interruption. The memories begin to loosen as well, their edges blurring as they drift farther away. Leora feels lighter, as though she has set something down without realizing she had been carrying it. Her gaze returns to the driftwood moving steadily past. She imagines each piece holding its own collection of stories. Storms endured, banks brushed against, long stretches of quiet travel. None of these stories are visible on the surface, yet their presence feels undeniable. The thought brings her comfort. It suggests that experiences do not need to be displayed or explained to have value. They simply need to be lived. A gentle breeze stirs the water, nudging petals closer to the shore before carrying them onward again. Leora watches their brief pause, sensing a reflection of her own journey. She, too, has paused here, held for a moment by the river's calm. Soon she will move on, but the pause itself feels complete. Not something she needs to cling to. She closes her eyes and lets the sounds of the river fill her awareness once more. The steady flow, the soft lap against stones, the distant rustle of reeds all blend into a quiet rhythm. Within that rhythm, her thoughts settle naturally. There is no effort involved, no technique to follow. The river does the work simply by being what it is. When she opens her eyes again, the moonlight seems softer, tinged with the promise of dawn somewhere beyond the horizon. The river continues its endless motion, carrying driftwood, petals, and unseen histories forward. Leora rises slowly, brushing her hands together, feeling grounded and clear. She takes one last look at the water, at the stones resting patiently below the surface, at the fragments moving on without resistance. The memories that surfaced moments ago no longer weigh on her. They feel integrated, acknowledged, free to move on. With a quiet sense of gratitude, she turns away from the bank, carrying with her not the memories themselves, but the lightness that comes from letting them drift. Meeting the river spirit. The night deepens in a way that feels intentional, as though it has been waiting for Leora to be ready. The moon remains high, its silver light steady and calm, but the river beneath it begins to change. At first, the difference is so subtle, she wonders if it is only her imagination. Then she notices a faint glow hovering just above the water, no brighter than mist-catching moonlight, no sharper than a reflection that has forgotten its source. She stops walking and watches. The glow gathers in small points, scattered loosely. Along the surface of the river and near the reeds, they shimmer softly, not flickering like fireflies, but breathing in slow pulses, as though the river itself has learned how to exhale light. The air around them feels cooler, quieter, and Leora senses a gentle shift in the rhythm of the world, a soft widening of time. The lights drift closer, gliding without effort, never disturbing the water beneath them. Their movement is fluid and unhurried, tracing small arcs and spirals that feel playful without being chaotic. Leora feels no fear, only a calm curiosity that settles easily in her chest. The river has guided her gently so far. She trusts it now, trusts whatever is unfolding before her. As the lights draw nearer, they begin to take on form, not solid shapes, but suggestions of presence. They seem woven from water and moonlight, their edges dissolving and reforming continuously. Some resemble slender figures made of glow and ripple, while others appear as clusters of light that stretch and bend like reflections, learning to stand upright. They move with grace, their motions echoing the flow of the river itself. Leora becomes aware that she is not merely observing them, she is being noticed. The lights hover, tilt, and drift in response to her stillness, as if acknowledging her presence. The sensation is gentle, welcoming, and profoundly calming. It feels like being greeted by something ancient that carries no judgment, only recognition. One of the spirits glides closer than the others, its glow deepening slightly, warm and steady. It circles her slowly, leaving a faint trail of light that fades almost immediately. Leora feels an invitation forming, not in words, but in the subtle pull of attention and movement. The spirit drifts toward a narrow stretch of water where the river bends and shallows, its glow brightening just enough to guide her gaze. She follows without hesitation, her steps slow naturally as she moves along the bank, her body adjusting to the pace of the spirits without conscious effort. Each step feels lighter, more deliberate, as though the ground itself is guiding her balance. The spirits glide ahead, their movements synchronized with the quiet currents beneath the surface. Leora senses that this is not a path meant to be rushed. It is one meant to be felt. They lead her toward a series of hidden channels branching from the main river. These smaller streams are narrow and shallow, winding gently through reeds and smooth stones. Moonlight filters through the tall grasses, breaking into soft fragments that dance on the water. The spirits drift effortlessly into these channels, their glow reflecting and multiplying until the water seems alive with quiet luminescence. Leora steps closer and feels the cool water brush her ankles. The sensation is grounding rather than startling, a gentle reminder of where she is. She watches the way the spirits move through the shallows, never disturbing the stones beneath them, never leaving ripples behind. Their presence feels like a lesson in itself, movement without force, guidance without command. As she walks, she notices her own body beginning to mirror their rhythm. Her breathing slows, her shoulders relax, and her thoughts settle into a steady, flowing pattern. There is no urgency here, no destination she needs to reach. Each moment feels complete as it is, unfolding naturally into the next. The spirits weave between one another playfully, occasionally brushing close to the surface so that faint rings of light ripple outward. These ripples do not disrupt the water. Instead, they seem to harmonize with its movement, enhancing its natural flow. Leora watches, mesmerized, feeling as though she is witnessing the river's inner language made visible. One spirit pauses near a shallow pool where the water is clear and still. Its glow softens, spreading gently across the surface. Leora kneels beside the pool, and looks down. The reflection she sees is not just her own face, but layers of light, water, and shadow interwoven. For a moment, she feels suspended between worlds, neither fully separate from the river, nor entirely part of it. As she gazes into the pool, a deep calm settles over her thoughts. Worries that once felt persistent now seem distant, like echoes carried away by the current. The spirits hover nearby, their presence steady and reassuring. Leora senses that they are not here to teach her something new, but to help her remember something she has always known. She closes her eyes and lets herself move as they do. Slowly, she shifts her weight, stepping from stone to stone, feeling the water curl gently around her feet. The rhythm feels instinctive, as though her body recognizes it without instruction. Each movement flows naturally into the next, guided by balance rather than intention. The spirits respond, their glow brightening slightly as they trace small arcs around her. They seem delighted, though their joy is quiet and serene rather than exuberant. Leora feels a soft warmth bloom in her chest, a sense of belonging that does not demand explanation. Time becomes indistinct. Minutes stretch and dissolve, blending seamlessly with the slow passage of the river. The moon's reflection drifts across the water, and the stars shimmer faintly above. The world feels suspended in a moment of shared stillness, as if everything has agreed to pause together. The spirits lead her onward through the hidden channels, showing her places where the water pools and deepens, where smooth stones form natural pathways, where reeds bend low enough to brush the surface. Each place feels carefully chosen, not for its beauty alone, but for the quiet harmony it holds. Leora senses that these spaces exist beyond the reach of hurried minds, revealed only to those willing to slow down enough to notice. At one point, the spirits gather in a loose circle around her, their lights blending into a soft, luminous haze. Within it, Leora feels completely at ease. There is no need to speak, no need to ask questions. The calm is so complete it feels almost tangible, like a gentle current flowing through her. Images rise softly in her mind, moments of rest she once denied herself, times when she moved too quickly to listen, opportunities for stillness she overlooked. These memories surface without judgment, held gently by the same calm that surrounds her now. She understands, without needing to analyze it, that moving in rhythm does not mean standing still forever. It means knowing when to pause and when to flow onward. The spirits begin to drift apart, their glow dimming slightly as they guide her back toward the main river. The transition feels natural, like the closing of a breath. Leora follows, feeling no sense of loss, only quiet gratitude. The river opens before her again, wide and steady, carrying moonlight and shadow alike. She steps onto the bank and turns to face the water. The spirits hover for a moment longer, their lights pulsing softly in farewell. There is no sadness in their departure, only a sense of completion. One by one, they dissolve into the river's glow, becoming indistinguishable from the reflections and ripples they emerged from. The river returns to its familiar state, flowing quietly beneath the moon. Yet Leora knows that nothing is truly the same. She feels different, lighter, steadier, more attuned to the subtle currents within and around her. The world has not slowed down for her. She has learned how to slow down within it. She stands in silence, listening to the water's gentle murmur, feeling the night settle comfortably around her. The rhythm she learned from the spirits remains with her, steady and reassuring. It moves through her breath, her thoughts, her quiet awareness. When she finally turns away from the river, she carries that rhythm with her. It does not fade as she walks. It becomes part of her movement, her pace, her way of being. The river continues its endless flow behind her, patient and awake, knowing that its quiet guidance will always be there, waiting for her to return. The luminous glade. The river does not change suddenly. It never does. It widens the way a breath deepens, so slowly that Leora does not notice the shift until she feels it in her body. The current loosens, the banks draw farther apart, and the quiet pressure of forward motion softens into something expansive and open. She senses space before she sees it, a gentle release in the air, as though the river has been leading her toward a pause large enough to hold everything she has been carrying. Then the glow appears. At first, it seems like moonlight thickening near the surface of the water, gathering where reflections linger longer than they should. But as she steps closer, Leora realizes the light is not coming from above at all. It rises from within the river itself, a living luminescence that breathes softly beneath the surface. Pale blues shimmer alongside muted greens and silvery whites, weaving together in slow, fluid patterns. The light does not shine outward, it glows inward, illuminating the water as if the river has remembered something ancient and gentle about itself. The glade opens before her like a held secret. The river here is wide and calm, its surface smooth but not still, alive with slow currents that carry light as easily as they carry water. The banks curve inward protectively, lined with reeds and low-hanging branches that frame the glade without enclosing it. Everything feels balanced, intentionally unhurried. The glow reflects upward, touching leaves, stones, and moss with a softened radiance that erases sharp edges and shadows. Petals drift across the water in abundance. They come from somewhere beyond her sight, released upstream from unseen trees, and now they float freely across the glowing surface. Each petal catches the bioluminescent light and holds it briefly, turning into a tiny lantern that drifts without flame or heat. Some petals move alone, tracing gentle paths through the current. Others travel in small groups, brushing against one another before separating again, never colliding, never clinging. Leora stands at the edge of the glade, overcome not by awe, but by recognition. This place does not feel new. It feels remembered. She lowers herself slowly to the ground, sitting where the grass meets the damp earth. The soil beneath her is cool and yielding, grounding her weight without resistance. She draws her knees close, wrapping her arms loosely around them, and allows herself to rest fully at the river's edge. The glow spreads across her skin, soft and reassuring, like light filtered through water rather than air. The sounds of the glade revealed themselves gradually. The river's whisper is deeper here, wider in tone, carrying layers of movement within it. It does not murmur along a narrow path, but spreads its voice across the open water, rising and falling in subtle variations. Beneath it, the faint hum of insects forms a continuous thread, delicate yet steady, like the vibration of life itself, moving unseen through the dark. From farther away, a night bird calls. Its voice is low and measured, neither sharp nor urgent, echoing gently through the trees before dissolving into the glow. The sound does not break the silence, it completes it. Leora listens as the call fades, noticing how the glade absorbs it rather than rejecting it, as though every sound here is welcomed and woven into the whole. She closes her eyes. Without sight, the world does not disappear, it expands. The symphony of the glade surrounds her fully now, not as separate sounds, but as a single, living presence. The whisper of water, the hum of insects, the distant calls of birds, and the soft movement of air blend together until she can no longer tell where one ends and another begins. Her breathing slows. She feels it deepen naturally, each inhale arriving without effort, each exhale releasing something she did not know she was holding. The glow beneath her eyelids pulses faintly, and she becomes aware of her own inner rhythm aligning with the rhythm of the river. Heartbeat, breath, current, all moving together, not in perfect unison, but in gentle cooperation. In this stillness, lingering worries rise to the surface of her awareness. They do not arrive dramatically, they come quietly, like objects revealed beneath clear water. Small concerns about time, about whether she has moved too slowly or too quickly through her life. Questions she carries about paths chosen and paths abandoned. Expectations she has accepted without remembering when or why she agreed to carry them. She lets them surface. Each worry forms gently, allowed to exist without judgment. She does not analyze them or try to resolve them. She simply acknowledges them one by one, feeling their weight without being crushed by it. The glade feels large enough to hold them all. When she opens her eyes, the glowing water seems closer, more intimate. She leans forward and reaches out, letting her fingertips brush the surface. The water is cool and smooth, alive with soft light that responds to her touch in delicate ripples. The petals drift around her hand, unbothered, their length steady and calm. One by one, she releases her worries into the river. She does not imagine them as heavy burdens or dark shapes. Instead, they become lighter the moment she lets them go, dissolving into the glowing current like breath into air. Each release brings a subtle loosening in her chest, a quiet relief that spreads outward through her body. The river receives everything without distinction. It does not favor joy over regret, certainty over doubt. It carries all things with the same patience, the same steady motion forward. Watching the glowing petals drift away, Leora understands that release does not require forgetting. It requires trust. Trust that what no longer serves her does not need to be carried forever. The bioluminescent glow shifts beneath the surface, responding to currents she cannot see. In deeper places, the light darkens into rich, velvety blues. In shallower areas, it brightens, revealing smooth stones resting quietly beneath the water. The glow moves like thought itself, fluid, responsive, never fixed. Leora senses that the river is not illuminated. It is alive in a way that light alone cannot explain. She listens again. The symphony of the glade, feels fuller now, as though it has accepted her into its rhythm. The sounds no longer feel external. They resonate within her chest, her limbs, her steady breath. She feels less like a visitor and more like a participant, part of the quiet unfolding rather than an observer of it. Time loosens its grip. Moments stretch gently, losing their edges. The past no longer presses against her, and the future does not pull. There is only this glow, this listening, this simple act of being present at the water's edge. Leora feels light, not empty, but unburdened, as though she has set something down and discovered she can stand without it. She remains there for a long while, watching petals drift, watching light breathe beneath the surface, listening to the night hold itself together in sound and silence. Nothing asks her to move, nothing asks her to stay. When she finally rises, it is without hesitation or reluctance. She stands slowly, brushing her hands against her clothes, grounding herself once more in her body. The glow continues, undisturbed. The river flows on, carrying petals, light, and the remnants of what she has released. Leora takes one last look at the luminous glade. She knows she will carry this place with her, not as a memory she clings to, but as a quiet understanding that release is always possible, that rest is not a retreat, but a return, that light exists even in the deepest water, waiting to be noticed. As she turns away, the river does not call her back. It does not need to. It continues, glowing softly behind her, holding the night, holding what she has left behind, and carrying it onward with infinite patience. The river's lullaby. Dawn does not arrive with certainty. It approaches the somnolent river the way a thought forms just before waking, gently, indistinct at first, more felt than seen. The night loosens its hold without resistance, releasing the sky from deep indigo into softer shades that drift slowly toward pale gray and muted rose. The moon fades without ceremony, its reflection thinning on the water until it dissolves completely, leaving the river to greet the morning in its own quiet way. Mist rises from the surface. It lifts in slow, delicate veils, curling upward as if the river itself is exhaling. The mist is cool and clean, carrying the faint scent of water, moss, and earth, warmed by the promise of sunlight. It drifts low, across the glade and along the narrowing banks, softening the edges of stones, reeds, and trees until everything seems gently blurred, as though the world has chosen to be kind to itself. Leora lies beside the water, her body resting naturally against the ground. She has not arranged herself carefully or chosen a particular spot. She has simply followed the quiet guidance of the river until her body knew where to settle. The earth beneath her is firm but forgiving, cool against her back, steady and reassuring. One arm rests loosely at her side, her fingers nearly touching the damp grass that leans toward the water. Her breathing is slow, deep, unforced. The river moves steadily beside her. Its surface is no longer luminous as it was in the glade, but it carries a softer light now, reflecting the early morning sky in pale tones that shift with each gentle current. Petals still drift upon it, fewer than before, but just as patient. They move without urgency, carried onward alongside fragments of mist and faint ripples that widen and dissolve without trace. Leora watches them pass. Each petal seems to hold something unseen, something released earlier in the night. Moments, thoughts, memories that no longer ask to be kept. She does not try to identify them. She understands now that not everything needs a name. Some things are meant only to move, to be carried forward until they become part of something larger. The sounds of morning begin to emerge. They arrive softly, carefully, as if the world does not wish to wake her too quickly. The river's whisper remains constant, its voice low and even, forming the foundation of everything else. Above it, birds begin to call, not in loud declarations, but in gentle exchanges. Brief notes passed between branches and sky. Their voices feel like questions and answers woven together, part of a conversation older than memory. A light breeze moves through the reeds. It brushes against Leora's skin, cool and comforting, carrying with it the faint rustle of leaves and grass. The breeze does not linger. It moves on, leaving behind a quiet awareness of motion. Even stillness here is alive, filled with subtle shifts and breath-like rhythms. Together, the sounds form something more than noise. They shape themselves into a lullaby, not a melody meant to be followed, but a cradle of sound that holds her gently in place. The river's flow, the bird's calls, the sigh of the breeze, the soft settling of mist, all of it blends into a single, continuous presence. There are no sharp edges, no sudden changes. Everything moves in gradual transitions, as though the world itself is careful not to disturb her rest. Leora's thoughts slow. They do not disappear, but they loosen, drifting the way petals drift on the current. Ideas and memories pass through her awareness without catching or clinging. There is no effort involved in letting them go. The river has taught her how to release without loss, how to trust movement without fear. She turns her head slightly, watching the water from the corner of her eye. The current glides past with quiet certainty, carrying reflections of sky and mist alike. In its surface, she sees not herself, but a merging of everything around her: air, light, movement, all held together in gentle balance. The sight comforts her in a way words never could. Her eyelids grow heavy, not with exhaustion, but with ease. The kind of heaviness that comes from feeling safe enough to rest fully. She lets her gaze soften, no longer following individual petals or ripples, allowing the motion to blur into something soothing and continuous. The lullaby deepens. Birdsong rises and falls in waves, never overwhelming, always returning to silence between notes. The breeze returns briefly, brushing her hair away from her face before moving on. The river's voice remains steady beneath it all, a constant reassurance that nothing here is rushed, nothing demands her attention. Leora feels herself sinking gently into the ground, not physically, but inwardly, as though her awareness is settling into a deeper layer of rest. Her breath slows further, each inhale quiet and full, each exhale long and releasing. The tension she once carried feels distant now, like something she remembers having held, rather than something she holds still. She thinks briefly, of the night behind her, of moonlight and spirits, glowing water and drifting memories. None of it feels separate from this moment. It all belongs to the same continuous flow, the same unfolding experience. The river has not guided her from one chapter to another. It has carried her through a single, unbroken rhythm. Her body responds before her mind does. Muscles soften, shoulders relax completely. Her hands rest open, palms turned slightly upward, as though offering nothing and needing nothing in return. The lullaby surrounds her fully now, not heard so much as felt, vibrating gently through her chest and limbs. Sleep approaches quietly. It does not pull her under or claim her suddenly. It arrives the way the dawn did, gradually, patiently, without force. Leora drifts toward it willingly, trusting the river to hold the space around her while she rests. Just before sleep takes her, she becomes aware of something subtle and profound. The rhythm she feels is not only the river's, it is her own. Breath, heartbeat, current, all moving together in quiet harmony. She understands, without needing to think it through, that this rhythm has always been there. The river did not give it to her. It reminded her how to listen. Her eyes close. The last thing she senses is the steady murmur of water beside her, the soft calls of birds greeting the morning, and the gentle touch of breeze across her skin. The somnolent river continues its endless flow, carrying petals, mist, and memories, alike cradling the moment with infinite patience. Leora drifts into peaceful sleep. She is not separate from the river now, nor lost within it. She rests within its timeless rhythm, held gently between night and day, between movement and stillness, embraced by the lullaby that has always been waiting for her to listen. May the calm of the river stay with you through the night, flowing quietly through your breath and your dreams. Thank you for resting here with whispers of the night, and for allowing this moment of stillness to be yours. Sleep gently now. There is nothing left to carry, nothing left to hold. Let the current guide you softly into rest and keep you there, safe, calm, and at ease.